Buyer fatigue is real, but should it be? I'm Keith Collins. I'm filling in for your man Ryan Hills, and today I want to talk about why buyers might not throw in the towel just yet, and why a payment today is exactly the same as it was in 2006. Check it out. If you've not caught last week's show, you need to. Frank and Ryan break down the state of the U.S. housing market and supply brilliantly. And it was perfect timing for me because I've had a lot of conversations with customers recently where they're pumping the brakes. They're frustrated, they're tired, they've been beating the streets, driving all around, writing offers and not getting homes, and they're thinking about signing a lease and just throwing in the towel. So that show and those conversations really have me thinking on some questions. Questions like, what is the current state of the financial health of the American consumer? Are prices actually affordable today? Like, what runway does this real estate market actually have? Are these home prices sustainable? And the really big question is, should they give up now? So I want to be candid with you. I know I don't have all the answers, but I did a bunch of digging related to these questions and I found some interesting data and graphs that I want to share. So what is a healthy financial fingerprint of a family? I think good debt in terms of low debt, good income, right? Good credit. This is debt to income ratio. So what is the current state of the American consumer from a financial standpoint? Let's dig in and check out some of these graphs because I think they're pretty interesting. First, check this one out. Household financial obligations as a percentage of disposable income. And this goes all the way back to about 1980. And if you look at this, this is basically debt to income ratio in the lending world, right? And debt to income ratio is super important. If you have a low DTI, that means you could potentially qualify for more home. So looking at this, household financial obligations as a percentage of disposable income is the lowest level it's been since 1980. The next slide here, personal savings. That's a big one. Personal savings rate is the highest it's been since 1960. Now on the far right side, you see some big spikes there. That was all of the stimulus that we did. So we stimulate, we give money to the American consumer, they put in savings and then they obviously spent it. You can see it there. But the personal savings rate is the highest it's been since 1960. Let's check out average hourly earnings in the private sector. This first slide here is August 2021, and the average hourly earnings of all employees in the private sector, $30 an hour. Now I'm taking 2006 for a reason. I think it's important. Check this out. What was it in 2006? $20 an hour. So we've seen a $10 increase in hourly wages. So we've got wage increase, we've got savings increase, and we have the lowest debt to income ratio for American households since 1980. I think it's pretty healthy. So where am I going with this? I want to dig into one more thing. The big question that I had is, can they afford homes at these prices? And I want to show up a few more graphs because these are numbers and details, but I think it's super important. And I found this to be the most interesting part of the information that I did digging into. First, what were interest rates in 2006? Check the graph out. About 6%, 6.26%. What are interest rates today? 3%. The next graph here is the average price of homes in America in 2006 at $305,000 and today at $434,000. So let's do a little math. If a borrower is putting 20% down in 2006 and 20% down today, what are the loan amounts and what are the monthly payments at their respective interest rates? This is amazing. So check it out. The monthly mortgage payment in 2006 at the average home price, putting 20% down, was $1,462.90. That's at a 6% rate. What is it today with a $434,000 house price? So home price is $134,000 higher at a 3% interest rate. That monthly payment today is $1,462.96. That mortgage payment is literally just 6 cents higher per month. Now check it out. Property taxes, I'm sure, are higher. Homeowners insurance is higher, especially if you're high fire zone. But wages have increased. So I'm looking at this from an affordability standpoint. If you generalize this across the American consumer, homes are as affordable as they've ever been, even though home prices have gone up. So what will happen to U.S. house prices? I don't know if you saw this article, but I found it to be very interesting. So we have a shortfall of 5 million homes in America. And the article goes on to say single-family construction is actually at the lowest pace that it's been since 1995. So we're missing 5 million homes, and we're building homes at the slowest pace that we've ever built them. I think it's simple supply and demand. We have demand and we have an extreme lack of supply. We're missing 5 million homes. Construction's at the slowest it's been since 1995. So it's going to take a long time for the construction industry to catch up with the gap in homes that we have. So I think this market has a runway. So this information is local to my market, but if you hooked up with a real estate agent or a mortgage professional in your market, or you're a realtor, I'm sure you can dig for this. But I believe that the market locally, in my market in Northern California, is trying to find seasonality. It's slowing, but it's not slow. If you look at house prices, we're seeing a seasonal house price decline. And I'm attributing this to seasonal because you can go back historically and see this happening all the time. We hit August, it's back to school, they start holiday planning, less buyers, less sellers, we see a seasonal price decline. And it's starting to happen. We're seeing more homes sell at or under list price, and we're seeing more inventory hit the market because of less demand. Couple that with the Federal Reserve talking about tapering interest rates. I think that going into this winter is one of the better winters we've seen in a long time for the US buyer. And I think if you're a buyer, now is not the time to pump the brakes. Give it a couple more months and see if you can find the home that you're looking for in this seasonal slowdown that I believe that we're entering into, because you might be able to lock into a lower interest rate than you will in the future. And I think there's going to be some opportunities you haven't seen before. I hope that helps. It's Keith Collins. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share your comments and feedback. Appreciate you so much. Have a blessed day. Take care.